And it's good. It's good. Yep, this is the Stream of Wisdom Thursday night class, and of course, we got a couple quick announcements, right? Um, we got the Houston location, we got the Virginia location, we got the Rochester, the San Antonio location, right? So Houston and San Antonio, their class days are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? So it's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from they have similar class times. So Houston is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and San Antonio is 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right? And their Saturday Shabbat classes are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Well, 10 a.m. to about let's say about 5 6 because it really Sabbath classes usually on Saturdays they finish when the reading is done, right? And for Virginia and Rochester, the class days are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right? So that's 8 p.m. to about 10 p.m. Right? And that's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday. And then their Shabbat classes, which is the Sabbath classes, are on Saturdays, 12 noon till about 5 to 6 p.m. Right? So 12 noon to about 5 to 6 p.m. And a lot of information comes out on those days, so it's a good opportunity to actually get the wisdom, get the knowledge, get the understanding, right, of the Most High. And so we got those, and they got the different locations. So if you're local to the area and you're just popping in on the YouTube and you're just seeing this and you're like, man, I want to come to a physical school. Well, just hit us in the chat and we'll be able to give you the specific locations to call out the addresses, right? Or it should be in the description too. Should be in the description as well. Then of course with that we got the actual Purim, right? That's coming up on March 12th. We got Purim coming up on March 12th to 14th, right? So that's March 12th to 14th. So you got some time to actually get that ready because we're in January. You got January and February to ask your boss, hey, can I get these days off?
Done.
Right? Especially if you double 2 months ahead, I don't see why they would say no, right? Or they're not able to work it out for you. But you got that as well. So, right, yeah, please. Hey, shalom, everybody, right? Please please remember to support by liking and sharing. I like that, Mr. Sean, right? And then of course you got the Passover that's coming up in May 2nd. So Passover is May 2nd, and then on the 3rd, the very next day, is the Passover Expo. So he's making the Passover an entire weekend event so that everybody can enjoy one another's time. So come take advantage of that too. We trying to make it a whole event so everybody can enjoy each other's time. So it's not just you come to the Passover, you're not able to hang out and commute and connect with brothers and sisters. And if for brothers and sisters, I think that's very good for brothers and sisters online too. Along with brothers that, we're here in Rochester, Houston is in Houston, VA's in VA, San Antonio's in San Antonio. But then we have that time to just spend with each other, for those increment amount of days. And that's a good opportunity to just build a bond. But it's even great for those that just watch classes online and don't live in the same state as brothers and sisters, so that you could be able to get around brothers, so that's great as well too. We got the different streams of delivering the truth. You got the Mashaba podcast, right? And that's on the Podbean app. So you got the Mashaba podcast, which is MASHAH, right? BA podcast. And that's on the Podbean app, right? Pod is spelled POD, Bean, which is BEAN, and that's app. And then it comes on at 11 a.m. CST, 10 a.m. MST, 9 a.m. PST, 12 noon EST, right? And then of course with that we got the 5 minutes of wisdom. So that's some quick wisdom you can share with your family members. Somebody tell you, man, I'm feeling angry right now. Well, there's something on the 5 minutes of wisdom channel to deal with anger that gets direct and straight to the point to at least get their brain buzzing and give them some sort of relaxation in the mind. Then you got different things. You got marital, dealing with kids, how to choose a spouse, right? So you got different things, how to deal with domestic violence. So you got different pieces of wisdom in that space. And then of course you got the Hidden Truth Bible Show, which is documentaries, right? And so instead of watching conspiracy theorists, we can cause your mind to go left and you start thinking about reptilians and what else they got out there? Little Green Creatures, right?
Right.
Rot's Hidden Truth, which gives you the balance of what's really going on in the world and what's really happened in history versus what they try to tell you. And then of course you got the Hidden Truth podcast, which gives you like daily dialogue type of speech about things that's happening in the world right now. You know, with the BBLs, we got that one out right now. Right? Go check that out. You got the BBLs, so check out that podcast. You know, and just the BBL culture really, how that's destructive to the Israelite woman and men. You know what I mean? Because the men, they running rampant, acting like it's good, but they know they don't like that,
Okay.
right? So, but they lying to these women, and these women cutting themselves up because people lying to them, and they cutting themselves up because they're looking at the outward appearance over what the Most High values. So, you got the Hidden Truth Bible Show, you got the Israelite Media Corp, and if you want to keep up with what the kids got going on, if you got kids and you're not physically around, right? And to be able to allow your kids to get around the other kids in the truth, you got S.O.W. Children of Light on Instagram and TikTok to actually be able to see what the kids got going on and what they're learning, what they're picking up. Because the sisters do kids class, they do Sabbath activities, they do they got busy boxes to keep the kids active. So you know, different methods to keep kids engaged throughout the day or keep them busy in something that's actually educating them, right? And teaching them about the Father and acknowledging His Spirit. So we got that, and then of course, you know, we got Israel Wear, which is now Chosen Creations. You can get your vests, your headbands, your fringed up shirt,
Okay.
right? You can get your armbands. You can get a girdle, a tunic, right? So you can get different designs, and you get a hoodie, right? This one in particular is the school logo, but you can get something custom made for you. You could do that as well, and with all the things that is at people's utensils nowadays, you can create real cool designs,
Okay.
right? And at cost efficient prices, good quality too. And then you got so you got Chosen Creations with the Israel Wear, right? You got the Fringed Up, which is Israel Wear, the shirt and the headband.
Okay.
You got the wall art, which is under the Chosen Creations. You got the you can laser engrave your rings, your jewelry, your cups. Some brothers got grills, some sisters got grills. You can laser engrave that, right? So you can do different things, and you can. We got Hebrew Academy as well. So just transitioning, we got Hebrew Academy. That's Virginia and Rochester every Monday. Tuesday is for Houston, right? So if you saying I've been watching y'all for a while, and I like how the brothers and sisters are moving at S.O.W. Stream of Wisdom, and you want to take a step further, we got Hebrew Academy, right? And we got Sister Academy. But, you know, at least develop some form of communication with brothers, you know, in one of these states that you may be near, right? You got Priest Kazakia's number, which is 757-300-4047. So that's 757-300-4047. Priest Quadazop is 303-557-8979. And then that's 303-557-8979. And then Zionalo, which is 346-234-8340, right? So that's the numbers, right? So I'm gonna say that one more time: 346-234-8340. So take advantage of that, right? They don't charge for counsel; it's free counsel, and so you get to increase your spiritual education, right? You can ask biblical questions, financial questions, marital questions, how to deal with yourself questions, how to do discipline. How to deal with discipline when you by yourself in a different state, right? So you got these different things that you can inquire about. So take advantage of that as well. And then of course we have the donations, which is out here Rock 144. So that's $ Rock 144, where you can donate, you know, to the school, or you can donate pens, pads, Bibles, apocryphers. You know, you got the Josephus. You got different things you can do. You could dictionaries, Webster 1828, right? So you got different things you could do to help the school. You know, do something. You watching, you learning, you getting information. Help. All right. They say, closed mouth don't get fed. We asking, right? So we asking because we need it. The lights is on for a reason. The internet's on for a reason. So my bad. Internet's on for a reason. So take advantage of that. But with that, we're gonna go straight to the class topic, right? We're gonna go straight to the class topic. It's part 2 to last week's class. right? It's the biblical steps to prayer, right? The biblical steps to prayer, how the saints approach the Most High, right? How to get them. It's basically about how to get the Most High's attention.
John.
You was here last week, right?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay.
I was online.
You was online though.
Yeah.
Okay. You was here, Samaya? Okay. What do y'all remember from just last week? Then, if y'all remember from last week, what do y'all remember? Just from last week's class.
Honestly, not much. I was in and out of class.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you was walking with the kids. Well, go ahead, you're right. What you got?
Just that, those that's coming in the truth, how to pray, how to pray and make a request to the Most High to get your prayers answered. And some of the scriptures I remember you brought out was you can have your prayers hindered if you're not following the ways of the Most High. Is he really hearing your prayer if you're not taking heed to his directions? So I remember vividly along that line.
Right. No, you're in the right direction. You in the right direction, because what it was about like just, and you're in the right direction, but it was just giving the instructions on how to do the mechanics of prayer, but to remember that, as you're learning the mechanics, there's also a spiritual man there's also a spiritual mind that you gotta adopt to associate with that mechanics, right? Because we got the letter of the law, but then you got to be in the Christ is teaching us to be in what? The spirit of that letter that we're reading, right? Christ is teaching us to be in the spirit of those first 5 books of the law, right? That we read about Moses, that Moses wrote down, which is the Most High's laws, right? The Most High's commandments. So and we're learning to be in the spirit of what it is to be in to pray, because there's a spirit you could be in when you're praying. But and the Most High, like you said, would not hear you because you ain't what?
Cleansed.
You ain't cleansed. Or you're not even in the mindset to cleanse yourself up. Right? Because when we make that first prayer trying to get clean, you ain't just clean, but the Lord heard you.
Right.
But he heard you because you were in the mindset to get clean. You were in the mindset trying to move forward. You weren't just trying to say it but not do it. Right? You weren't just saying it for play or for show. So we showed what? The first point was Christ's death opened the Most High's ear to our prayer, right? His death, meaning what? We got the mercy to even have the opportunity to pray because Christ died. So it's enabling us to show us that we got to be gracious. So we got to treat prayer like something sacred, something pure, something worthy of our attention and sincere effort to get the Most High's attention. Not like a game like, I'm just doing it, right? I'm facing these, I'm putting my hands up, I'm doing all the mechanics of prayer, but my care not there. My sincerity, my contrite heart, my sincere heart, right? My sincere guilt for the wrong that I did to do it no more is not there. We don't want to be in that mode. And we from there we went to prepare your heart before you pray. And to be able to do that, you got to prepare your heart before you even pray. And preparing your heart, you're reminding yourself why you got this opportunity. You're reminding yourself what you're even stepping up to pray for. What's causing you, right? And we went from there to then show the first instruction. Face the east when you pray, right? Face the east when you pray, because that's important. The Most High always called us to do such a thing, because we was always jumping back and forth, right? In captivity, out of captivity, right? So he never wanted us to get comfortable in the land that he sent us to be slaves. So let's read Baruch 3:10 just to reiterate that, right? Because this is what happened to Israel, but this is what the Most High didn't want. And then we're going to go to 2 Chronicles 6:37 from there. Yes, sir. Shalom.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 10.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 10. Go ahead.
How happeneth it, Israel?
Right, and we just reiterated what the Most High don't want from Israel, what he don't want from blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. He don't want us to be in America, right? Learn the truth, learn that we slaves, but then operate like an American. We talk about the Christians, right? We seen the skit, all Israelites is probably cracking up a storm looking at the Drewski skit, right? Like, that's so accurate.
Yep.
But we don't want to do what? We don't want to pick up or bring what we learned from the church into the truth where now you're praying, but you're praying like you're in a Christian church still. You're praying right before you go do a drill,
Right.
right? You praying right before you go snort. You snort that coke. And you like, man, I hope the Lord don't take me out after. Lord have mercy, you know I'm just doing this because I'm stressed out.
Right. God.
Right? And then you snorting. We don't want to pray like that. You praying before you go on the block and go sell your body. You praying before you send them out on the block to go sell their body.
Right.
That's how we don't want to pray anymore. Right? Or you may not be involved in any of those things. You might just go to work. You might just be doing dad thing. You might just be doing the mom thing. Right?
God.
But you're argumentative, egotistical, paranoid, got evil suspicion, lustful, doubtful, and you're what? And you're sitting there and you're praying, but you think because you're doing the thing where you're buying your kids the shoes, you got the white picket fence, right? Or you got 2 jobs and you're balancing out your bills and your finances, or you got 50K, 100K in your savings account, right? However you're doing it. You take 3 trips throughout the year. You make sure one of those 2 is for the family time, and you think you're good as you make your prayer. When the Most High says all our righteousness is as filthy rags. And we're learning just now how to approach him and get his attention. So the Most High don't want us in this mode, right? As we're learning the truth and as we're learning how to even pray. So let's go ahead.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 10.
Uh-huh.
How happeneth it, Israel?
How what?
How happeneth it, Israel,
Go ahead.
that thou art in thy enemy's land?
Well, one of the reasons we figure out is what? We started treating prayer like a toy, right? When you get bored of it, you just toss it to the side. That's what kids do, right?
God.
You buy them that toy, you think, oh, she gonna love this. He gonna love this one. And they ain't even love it. They loved your iPhone. They want to play on your phone. They want to watch their little YouTube videos on your phone. The little toy phone you got them or whatever it is that you got them.
Yep.
They toss that to the side. Like, oh, damn. I just spent $25 on that. And they don't even care for it. But the Most High said he don't want us treating prayer like that. But how do we end up in our enemy's land? We just start going through the motions of these mechanics that we're hearing about here with prayer. We just start going through the motions of it.
God.
Right? It says, read that again.
How happeneth it, Israel,
Uh-huh.
that thou art in thine enemy's land?
We in our enemy's land because we stopped serving the Most High with a sincere heart. We stopped serving him with a conscience. We stopped serving with a conscience toward the Most High. We stopped serving because we got what? I mean, we know we're gonna go to that. We're gonna go to that, but it's in Deuteronomy 28. You could drop the Chronicles. We're gonna go to Deuteronomy 28 real quick. You can hold that Baruch. We'll go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse. How happened it that we in our enemy's land? We got robotic with the prayers, right? Because at one point we knew the mechanics of prayer,
God.
but we got robotic with it. So Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 47,
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 47.
right?
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
Because what?
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
Yeah, we in our enemy land because we don't serve the Most High in what spirit? Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God,
Right.
with joyfulness.
So we don't pray with what?
With joyfulness.
We don't face the east with what?
With joyfulness.
We don't come to class with what?
With joyfulness.
We don't be around brothers and sisters with what?
Joyfulness.
So everything's robotic.
God.
And that's including what we're talking about today, prayer, right? Oh, shout out to Fresno, right? Shalom from Fresno, right? But we don't serve the Most High with joyfulness. So you miss out on even learning to care about prayer.
God.
So blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans have not learned to serve the Most High with joy. But he's brought us back into this truth, and we're now learning about how to actually pray. We're actually learning that there was even an instruction manual in the Bible on how to get the Most High's attention in prayer.
God.
So we're learning the steps, but also learning what? The mentality we got to be in. So because thou servest the Lord with not joy, right?
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God
Uh-huh.
with joyfulness,
Right?
and with gladness of heart.
And with what?
And with gladness of heart.
There's a appreciation. That gladness represents that appreciation. We don't appreciate the fact that the Most High give us the power to pray. You ain't even got to lift up your hands and pick up a sword, right? You're like, man, I'll take a cop out. Man, I can't wait to take Esau. All you got to do is pray,
God.
right? And the Lord will deal with him for you.
God.
All you got to do is pray, and the Lord will deal with the world and deal with your enemies for you, right?
God.
Everything's already set in stone. All we got to do is be what?
Patient.
Patient.
Go through the process.
Go through the process. Yeah, all you got to do is be patient and go through the process and allow the Most High to do the work. But that's the power in prayer. It causes you to learn to pray and have self-control
God.
and learn to trust and not learn to lean and kill the leaning upon your own understanding.
God.
That's what the Most High is building in Israel now. So prayer is very important and it's very powerful, but it's very thought-provoking because it causes you to have to slow down and trust God. Because after you do that prayer, you got to go what? You got to do the belief now.
God.
But the Most High is showing us here while we in our enemy land. We stop believing. We stop wanting to serve the Most High with joy and gladness. And what else?
And with gladness of heart.
Right. So in the Bible, when you see that word heart, it's representing your mind. Right? Okay. Fresno in the building. You got brother James Erlingston. Right? Shalom. But it's saying what? You didn't want to serve him with joy and gladness of heart. And when you hear that word heart in the Bible, it's talking about your mind. In your mind, you weren't meditating on the Father throughout your day. Because prayer, by definition, is communication with the Father.
God.
And the Most High wanted us to meditate on him day and night. So, you got things to be mindful of. But go ahead.
For the abundance of all things.
So for the what?
For the abundance of all things.
What do we think that does that tie into? Because the first verse we read in the Apocrypha, right, the Baruch 3:10, it says, "How happened in Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land." But we came over here to this Deuteronomy, right, and it's showing us that we're actually in our enemy's land, right? The white man has control over us. Esau has control over us, and we're in captivity, right? The natives were raped. The transatlantic slave trade, Judah, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans had experienced that, right? Jamaicans, Haitians, so-called African Americans had to experience that. Why? Because we didn't serve the Most High with true joy, right? Not Mike Todd joy, not Joel Osteen joy, not Creflo Dollar joy, right? Creflo Dollar, there's a video of him, he dancing and saying, because people throwing money at the altar.
Yeah.
He's like, we gotta, what he say?
He said, we gotta anoint this money.
We gotta anoint this money. He's dancing. We gotta anoint this money, right? And he's dancing, singling. That's not the joy of the Lord.
God.
That's I see money and I love money.
Yeah.
That ain't the joy of the Most High. But the Most High is showing us we in the enemy land and we having to relearn even how to approach him in prayer. Because why? We didn't serve him with joyfulness and gladness of heart and the abundance of all things. And what do we think those abundance of all things are?
Was well pleasing unto the Most High. So things that just communicate with him, following his law, statutes, commandments,
Right?
the virtues, the fruits of the Spirit. That's in Galatians chapter 6.
Right.
Things that's pleasing unto him, worship, obedience, and serving him with a good heart.
Right. And just with that, it's like, what do people want? They want a family.
Yep.
They want a nice car. They want a nice house. They want their bills paid, right? They want to be 4 or 5 months ahead with their bills.
Yep.
They want to be they want their husband's attention. They want their wife's attention. They want their kids to be in order.
Peace of mind.
They want peace of mind, right? They want their dream job.
Yep.
So, but these are the abundance of all things. I'm listing out some things, but there's more.
It's more.
Health.
right? They want health. They want to overcome the childhood trauma,
Yep.
right? You was sexually abused. You want to overcome that. These are the abundance of all things to where like you want the relief from the Father.
Yeah.
And you think that you want the relief that can come from you being able to achieve something and the Father giving it to you. But it's things that we got to do a certain way and in a certain mindset spiritually.
Yep.
It's a way we got to set our mind right to get that attention from the Father.
God.
And we're learning it today, but just about the actual instructions on how to pray. So go ahead, finish that.
For the abundance of all things.
Right?
Verse 48.
Oh, that was it.
Come.
Okay, let's jump back to that Baruch. Right? The Baruch in the Apocrypha.
Baruch in the Apocrypha.
Right?
Baruch chapter 3, verse 10.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 10. Right? Go ahead.
How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country?
Right, we got so comfortable in a strange country. And you know, when they say waxing, right, that's like you just relaxed.
God.
Yeah.
You're docile, you're lazy, you don't care. There's no the word discipline don't come to mind. And being disciplined in all things. So it don't there's no care for that.
Yeah.
And one of the things that people lost care for was what? Prayer.
God.
Come.
How to pray to the Most High, right? I know God knows my heart. He knows how I feel. I talk with God all day, right? That's cool. Walking about your day, you know, meditating on God day and night. You thinking about the scriptures while you walking around. That's good. But He also has instructions on how to go about doing it,
Come.
and we got to adhere to that instructions if we respect Him.
God.
Yep.
That's what the scriptures is going to show us as we keep on going. If we truly respect God, once we learn more of how He wants to be served, we're supposed to do what? Conform to that.
God.
But this land has causing us to be waxing old to where now we don't care about those things. But the Most High is causing us to care about it. He said the true believers going to worship Him in spirit and in truth. Right? And we can go there too. But after this one, but go ahead.
It's beautiful what you're saying, because He took us out of our comfort of our land because we wasn't walking in His ways.
Right.
We started walking in our own direction. Well, the nation's direction.
Right.
And then we started copying the nations. And He got jealous of that.
Right.
And He's a consuming fire, so He's going to get back at us. He's
Right.
going to show us through the chastisement.
Con. Yeah, it's like, what are y'all doing over there? Y'all don't see they in the mire?
God.
And they love it, and they don't want to come out of it. But I've chosen y'all to shine. I didn't choose you to be a MS-13. I didn't choose you to be a Blood or a Crip. Right? I didn't choose you to be a damn politician in the United States of government. I mean, the United States government. I chose you to be a priest, king.
Right.
I chose you to learn how to be a student, a princess. That's what I chose you to be, an Israelite of the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, right? That's what I chose you to be. But you know, in that He's showing us that we waxing old and we accepted being Puerto Rican. We accepted being Haitian, Negro, African American, West Indian, Dominican, Guatemalan, we accepted names that's not ours.
God.
And so He's teaching us value. So why does prayer have instructions? The Most High is teaching us something to value, have something to value. He's given us something to set us apart from the rest of the world, so that we don't have to live like the rest of the world where they're in chaos and disorder. Right? They hate their mom. They're lashing out. I hate you, Karen. Right? The Lord don't want bitter kids. He don't want bitter Israelites.
Yeah.
He don't want unruly Israelites. He want people that care about doing things the right way. And that see that they are, like Deuteronomy 7:6, thou art a special people, right, unto the Lord thy God. But did you finish that? Go ahead.
That thou art waxing old
Uh-huh.
in a strange country.
America's a strange country. You got grown men walking in diapers, right? It's a strange country. You got people walking with tails calling themselves fluffy people,
Right.
right? That's what they call themselves, right? Fluffy people. They walking with tails. Grown-ups, adults, call themselves fluffy people. You got grown men saying they liking little boys. You got grown women liking little girls, little boys, right?
God.
Toddlers, pedophiles, rapists, right?
God.
This is a strange country. You got men cutting off their genitals to make themselves as if they were a woman when God didn't make you that way. He
God.
made male and female,
God.
right?
God.
That's what he made.
God.
Yep.
But this land that we in is a strange country. And the Most High is trying to free us from this strange country so we can stop getting oppressed. Think about it. ICE is down all people that ain't born in America. They down on all the Latinos. They down on all the West Indian, Caribbean blacks. They down on all anybody that's not from here. They running down on you. You're not tired of living in a country where you constantly, generation by generations, the 1800s, the 1500s, the 1400s, the 1700s, the 1800s, the 1900s. You in the 2000s,
God.
and you still gotta fight for respect. Ain't you tired of being in a country like that,
God.
where you got no respect? Don't speak Spanish in here. Speak English. This is America. You not tired of that?
God.
Like, we got to think about that. You people are slow. You have no IQ. Y'all not tired of that?
God.
God.
But that's why learning how to pray to God is important.
Yeah.
Because we trying to cry out to go home. help me. Yahweh, I'm praying for strength. I'm praying for discipline. I'm praying for humility to receive the correction that's needed for me to grow, so that I can play a part in building the kingdom of Yahshua,
God.
the kingdom of Israel, right? Because you might be that 144,000, you might be that 1/3 that the Most High is looking to get locked in.
God.
But if you don't even understand about the instructions of how to get the Most High's attention, how are you going to have respect to you? Right?
God.
So one of the things that we're learning is prayer. Right? And now we can drop that and go to Second Chronicles 6:37. Right? We could drop that and go to Second Chronicles 6:37.
You know what the John?
John?
Yeah. Spirit and truth.
Oh.
That's later.
You're going to come back to that.
Okay, kind
Yeah, we gonna come back to that. But you got that?
Second Chronicles chapter 6 verse 37.
Second Chronicles chapter 6 verse 37. Go ahead.
Yet if they bethink themselves in the land whither they are carried captives.
Why it's so important to learn that you have to pray. When you pray, you got to face the east. The Most High is causing us to what? Bethink.
Bethink.
We're learning to bethink ourselves where?
Yet if they bethink themselves in the land whither
Mhm.
they are carried captive.
Right. We in our slave land. We in that strange land still. We in the land where we was taken captive still. So the Most High is saying here, if we learn to bethink ourselves, if we learn to correct our faults, right?
God.
Examine what we did wrong in America. So, I mean, to where we ended up in America, to where we ended up not knowing that we're Israelites, right? If we learn and we trace our steps and go back to we've been saying recently, go back to the basics, right?
God.
We go back to the basics. I've been saying that recently a lot. You gotta get to them basics. So when you get to them basics, when you go back to the basics, you start retracing your steps and you start to find out what you've been doing wrong that's been not getting the Most High's attention. And one of the things is we ain't been approaching Him in prayer the right way,
God.
right? Now we know when we had the truth, the Most High heard us, but now we know. So when you know better, you're supposed to be trying to learn to do what? Do better,
God.
right? So let's read that.
Yet if they bethink themselves
Uh-huh.
in the land whither they are carried captive
Right?
and turn.
And what?
And turn.
So the Most High want a physical action to happen. Turn. Go ahead.
and pray.
As you turn, you pray. Go ahead.
Unto thee in the land of their captivity.
Go ahead. So we praying. So we must pray. So it's telling us here, we're gonna be praying in the land that we serve in slavery. So just because just because we're not in Jerusalem physically anymore, doesn't mean we're not supposed to pray. Just because we don't live in the land of Israel no more at this time, doesn't mean we're not supposed to pray. But the Most High says in our land of captivity, we're supposed to be praying. Go ahead. And doing what else?
Saying, we have sinned.
Right?
We have done amiss.
Yeah, we've done foolishly. We've been living life aimlessly.
God.
That's that amiss. You've been living life aimlessly. With no purpose, with no vision.
Yeah.
We've been doing empty prayers for years. Some people have been praying since they was 7 years old. But it was aimless because you was doing it with a Christian mind. You was doing it with a Catholic mind. You was doing it with a Pentecostal mind. You was doing it with a 7-day Adventist mind.
Yeah.
You was doing it with a Mormon mind.
God.
Right? And some people were doing it with an atheist mind.
Yeah.
God.
Some people was doing it with an Egyptologist mind. A 5%er, a Muslim.
God.
What else is out there? A ism.
Yeah.
Some people say, I believe in ism. I heard that one time in my life. They said, I believe in the isms.
That's everything, right?
Yeah, I just believe in everything.
Yeah,
That's a loose definition, I think, though.
Right.
But it's more because it's more to it. But still, it's just they ain't got no foundation, basically.
God.
Unstable.
Scientology.
Yeah, Scientology. I think that's Esau though, but I think loosely you got a little, but I think that's Esau. That Hollywood occultic lifestyle, right? But yeah, I mean, people are into. I mean, there's somebody that's our people that's somewhere into that, and they might come across that. So you saying that, yeah, it's validated.
Yeah.
You know, but the Most High is showing us we've been living life amiss. Amiss literally means aimlessly, right? So, and what else?
And have dealt wickedly.
This is the things we're supposed to be saying in our prayer. We apologize for forsaking your ways. What's one of the ways we learn today? We got to learn to face the east. Go ahead.
If they return to thee with all their heart and with all their soul.
That means what? What does that part mean right there? Because we've been pointing that out from the last class to this class. What is that part right there? With all their heart and with all their soul. What's that mean? Smile, Uriah?
That means with just like we read, the abundance of all things, like everything in you, you gotta focus, have your eyes single,
right,
to give him what he wants to serve him.
Yeah, and in one word, is he want to see that sincerity.
Sincerity.
Right, but you were correct in what you're saying. That focus in your servitude to the Father comes, but the spirit of it is you being sincere. You're sincerely focusing in on the Father to get His attention and to maintain good works, a pattern of good works, in what you're learning to do now, and truly serving Him as you learn that you're an Israelite, right? Because there's a lot that comes with just learning that you're an Israelite, to where it's not like, oh, I know I'm not Haitian. I know I'm not African American, right? Oh, right. Dang, I'm a Judite. I'm a Levite. But what after that? This is what we're learning after that, how to really serve the Father. The mechanics and the spirit that is intertwined with serving God. Right? What you thinking? Because you're smiling.
Oh, we come across a lot of people that know who they are, but that's where it stops. Yeah, I know I'm an Israelite. Yeah, I already know all that stuff. I'm good. And then they walk away, but they don't truly know Christ, because Christ said get around brothers and sisters that's like-minded.
And He said, learn of me. But they don't dive deeper beyond just somebody telling them that they're Israelite and they're not African American, and they simply just agree. They don't go beyond that. So, but brothers and sisters that's here in the class and in class, you went beyond that. And now you're trying to actually understand what it is to be an Israelite, and a part of that is properly praying to the Most High, right? Because the class is what? The biblical steps to pray to the Most High, and you know how the saints approached them, right? How the saints approached the Most High. So let's read on.
Verse 38. If they return to thee with all their heart and with all their soul
right,
in the land of their captivity,
go ahead,
whither they have carried them captive.
So if we're currently in the land of our captivity, America, right? Wherever you was taking slaves, whether it's the sub-Saharan slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, or when the settlers came over here, or the conquistadors and the Spanish explorers came over here and they enslaved the indigenous people of North, Central, South America and the Caribbean islands. Wherever you at right now, you're supposed to be praying. And wherever the east is and where you at, you're supposed to be praying. So read on.
And pray towards their land.
And do what?
And pray towards their land.
What's our land?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, right? Jerusalem is the homeland of Israelites.
God.
And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, I know you was born in Mexico and Puerto Rico and Dominican Island and Haiti, or you was born in whatever state in the U.S. you was at. Those aren't your homeland. Your homeland is Jerusalem, right? Were you getting that precept? The Galatians? Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's get that Galatians. Right, the mother of us all. Is it 4 and 6?
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26.
Okay, 4 verse 26. Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26.
Right, so we just grabbing this verse to show you in the Bible that Jerusalem is the motherland. Jerusalem is the land that is saying in Chronicles when it says pray toward their land. That land that it's talking about is Jerusalem. Go ahead.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
Jerusalem, which is what?
Which is above is free.
Right, Jerusalem, which is above, is free. Go ahead.
Which is the mother of us all.
It's the what?
Mother of us all.
Yeah, it's where we come out of. When a baby is being born, what do? They come out of their mother's belly.
God.
So it's where all Israelites come from. So that's what the scripture is saying there. It's the mother of us all, Israel. So, just giving that precept to coincide with that. Go ahead. And back in Chronicles.
Chronicles chapter 6, verse 38. If they return to thee
Go ahead.
with all their heart,
Right.
and with all their soul in the land of their captivity.
Right, in the land that we served slavery, if we pray with all our heart and all our might, and there's a sincereness to acknowledge the faults that we've done. Read.
Whither they have carried them captives, and prayed towards their land.
Go ahead.
Which thou gavest unto their fathers,
and
towards the city which thou hast chosen,
right,
and towards the house which I have built for thy name.
Right, and all this happened where? In Jerusalem, in Israel, right? So our homeland. But the Most High is just showing us these things because this is what somebody that is wise would do, right? When you're hearing this instruction, when you're hearing these scriptures come out the Bible, it's not just to hear them and let them be like, oh, that was a good class.
Right.
Or that was man, that was some good understanding. Man, I didn't even know that was in the Bible. It's not just to hear it and receive it in that manner. It's also to understand that, like, let's go to Proverbs 19 and 20, right? Because, just was reiterating one of the instructions that the Most High gave us about prayer. And because we had finished this point last class, but just wanted to reiterate that point, about just to go back in that trail of order of the things the Most High told us to do, right? So this one was face the east when you pray. And we just showed it, we went through Baruch 3 and 10, right? We went to that Deuteronomy 28, 47. We went to Galatians 4 and 6, and we went to 2 Chronicles 6 and 37, just to reiterate about praying facing toward the east, right? And why is that so important? Why is that so important? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20.
Hear
counsel.
Hear what?
Hear counsel.
Yeah, our job is to hear counsel. Class is information of the Most High's wisdom. Class is like counsel. Because we're getting instructed on what? We're being guided in the Most High's wisdom on how to get the Father's attention. How to ask for forgiveness for that blunt you smoked. How to ask for forgiveness for that pornography you was watching. How to ask for forgiveness and help to overcome that that mental vice of anger and pride and ego and sloth. These things, the things that you do in secret that you battle with. This is why it's so important that you want to make sure that you're precise on how you're approaching the Most High.
God.
And as we're learning, prayer. But prayer and understanding the instructions that come with prayer is a duty, because it says, hear counsel. Go ahead.
And receive instruction.
What did we just read about facing the east?
Receive instruction.
Instructions that we're supposed to receive. So that what can happen? What's the production that comes from you learning the mechanics on how to pray and understanding there's a mindset and a spirit you're supposed to approach the Father with when coming to pray? Go ahead.
That thou mayest be wise.
That you may be what?
Wise.
And what does wise mean? So that you can actually learn how to properly apply the Bible in your life. So you can actually know how to use the wisdom of God and be applicational versus I went to church, I prayed, and I lost my belief in God because why? The pastor told me to pray. I prayed. Nothing changed in this whole year. Nothing changed in 2 years. Nothing changed in 10 years. Nothing changed in 15 years. Nothing changed in 20 years. So I lost my faith and realized that the Bible is a fairy tale book. That's what people say.
Yeah.
Because they don't have true understanding, because they don't never reach the stage where they become wise with the Bible, because they don't really have the instructions on how to serve God.
Yeah.
But this is why it's so important to understand all the instructions on how to pray. Because why? You're trying to be able to increase so that when you're in your latter end and you're in a dire situation, right? And your back's against the wall, and it's either like a lot of our people that's in the celebrity world, let somebody hit my anal cavity as a man, or stick to my integrity and morals and know that God is gonna increase me when He's ready. What do I do? What do I should I just cave in, or should I believe in prayer? But if you feel for the last 20 years you ain't prayer ain't work, what do we see a lot of our brothers and sisters giving into now?
Yeah.
Allowing that exact act to happen to them.
Come.
Or take it on a smaller scale, what do a lot of our brothers do now? They lose faith, they leave the church, and they look to the dope dealer on the block. And they see that he got the all-white Air Force Ones, the pinky ring with the diamonds hidden, right? That he really just got in the middle of the mall, right? The chain, right? The lids cap with his insignia on the side. He looked cool because he got the women hanging around his car. That's a 90s movie, really. That's not how it is nowadays. But that's what people get influenced by.
Yeah.
Right? Or they get influenced by the cat went to college. He said he was in a fraternity. He's an alpha. He's an omega. He wears suits and ties. He got a nice car. He got a nice house. And you get influenced by that. And then what do? You lose your faith in God.
Come.
My Greek fraternity brothers have shown me more love than these churchgoers. My Freemason brothers have showed me more love than these churchgoers, these so-called Bible believers. But when you don't get no knowledge, that's what you're vulnerable to.
Right.
When you don't get no real understanding or instructions on how to serve the Most High, that's what you're vulnerable to.
Come.
So when learning how to pray is so important. So that's what we got to be able to see. But go ahead.
That thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
Right, so that you could be wise in your latter end. Because what can happen? Read verse 21.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
There are many devices in a man's heart.
Right, there's many devices. Vices meaning what? You got a lot of thoughts, and you got a lot of methods, and you got a lot of ideas. But a lot of those thoughts, those methods and ideas, they're worldly. Right? She arguing with me, she getting loud, I'm gonna walk out the house and I'm gonna go get me a Four Loko. Right? She arguing, she wanna get loud, I'm gonna go in a different room. Right? And fall asleep on the couch, or fall asleep in the basement, right? Or go sleep at my uncle's house. I'm gonna go for a run. Right?
God.
I'm gonna go step outside, man. I know I told God I was gonna put away that cigarette. But she getting on my nerve. He getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Right? Those aren't solutions, but those are devices that pop up in people's heads. And you can, if it makes it more plain, replace the word device in your head and say method. Right?
God.
There's many things that people plan to do that to deal with their issues that don't work. But what works? Read.
Nevertheless,
Right.
the counsel of the Lord,
The who?
the counsel of the Lord,
Above all your ideas, what works? The counsel of the Lord.
God.
And what's one of the counsels of the Lord? He's telling us face the east when we pray. He's giving us instructions on how to get forgiven, how to get his acceptance, right? And for him to forgive us for the things that we've done so that we can move forward in life. Go ahead.
that shall stand,
That what?
that shall stand.
Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand. Your device, your method, your idea on how you're gonna approach him when you pray, and you know, I walk with God in my dreams. I walk with God in my heart. Right? I got a cross on my heart. Cross don't got nothing to do with the Bible.
God.
Cross don't got nothing to do with Christ. Why would we want to wear something that Christ was hanged on? Right? That people believed in the Most High was hanged on. Why we want to wear that? That's Catholic idolatry. Christian idolatry. Right? Ain't no different than the Kabbalah stone.
Yep.
So the Most High is showing us here that it's important to pray. It's important to understand how to pray, because that's how you become wiser, understanding God more, even how to pray him. That's one of the fundamental things we want to know. So, but this takes us to the next point, right? Pray with open hands. So as you face the east, you must now know that you got to pray with open hands, right? One. Right? Open hands. Let them hands be open. Show the Most High. But let's read that. First Kings chapter 8, verse 22. 1 Kings 8 and 22. You got it?
1 Kings
Chapter 8,
chapter 8,
verse 22.
verse 22.
Uh-huh.
And Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord.
He did what?
And Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord.
So Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord. So this is the Solomon, a wise man, who knows how to serve the Most High. Right? Who was instructed on how to serve the Most High, who was raised knowing he was an Israelite. He didn't have to find out like we did. He was raised serving the Most High. He was around wise men consistently. And those wise men taught him how to please and how to approach the Father. And so what did Solomon, this wise man, do?
And Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord.
Right? So you step into the Most High's arena, right? The Most High's domain. Go ahead.
In the presence of all the congregation of Israel.
Go ahead.
And spread forth his hands.
He did what?
And spread forth his hands.
What do some people do? They do.
God.
Right?
God.
He spread forth his hands. Read.
And spread forth his hands towards heaven.
Toward where?
Towards heaven.
You know why it's so important to have start off right there? Because what are we learning to do? We're learning to follow the old path. We're learning how righteous men were able to thrive in their times. And one of them is Solomon. So, and Solomon's showing us right here how to, I didn't put this one in there, but let's get this right here. It's in Titus 2 and 7. Titus chapter 2, verse 7, right? We're learning this right here. Titus chapter 2, verse 7. Just about what we see in Solomon. We're supposed to follow that good example. He laid down this good example, but we're going to see that this is something that the Most High commanded us to do. Go ahead.
Titus chapter 2, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
In all things.
In what?
In all things.
So it's saying in everything that we do, go ahead.
Showing thyself a pattern of good works.
But we're supposed to be able to follow and do this pattern of good works. And what we're doing here, we're seeing a righteous man, Solomon, right? He's showing us how to do the actual physical act of prayer. You spread forth your hands toward heaven. You spread them out. Then it told us toward heaven,
Right.
toward the sky. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is beautiful because the instructions of the world taught us pray with your hands closed.
Right.
The prayer hands.
Right, do the with your rosary beads in front of your hands,
Come.
which we don't do, right?
Come.
We don't do this. We do open hands, spreading forth toward heaven. That's what the Most High showed us. That's what the Most High is showing us, and that's what we're relearning.
Come.
It's crucial,
Come.
right? Because what are we learning how to, like, we're learning to, because what about, how has our body been taught to function? We've been taught to move like Americans.
Come.
We've been taught to dress like Americans, eat like Americans.
Yeah.
But this allows us to be what we are, different,
Come.
separate. Right? Ain't you tired of all that pasty, Edomite, white man stuff? They trying to construct everything and make everything boring and dull and robotic, right?
Also.
And it's all plastic,
Come.
Yeah.
right? It's all plastic and not real.
Come.
It's not a sincere heart to serve the Father. Like when you look at these cats, Benny Hinn look crazy, right? In that interview, he said, don't you say that, don't you say that, I didn't say that. The whole video there of him saying exactly that.
Right.
He don't want to go on planes because he don't go on. He don't fly commercial because he don't want to be in a tube with demons.
Right.
Don't you say that? And he looked like a straight demon.
Yeah.
It's not sincere. It's all about money. It's all about money, right? And it's nothing wrong with helping your church, right? But that's all they're teaching for. That's all they teach about. They don't teach people these. A lot of our people have not even heard or thought of scriptures like this,
Come.
where it's literally giving us instructions on how to serve the Father.
Yeah.
That we must pray with open hands, right? And in learning how to pray with open hands, we're learning how to show ourselves to the Most High that we're locking into His pattern of good works that He wants us to commit to. Go ahead.
Titus chapter 2, verse 7.
Right?
In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works.
A pattern of good works. We learn how to do the good work. This is a part of the good work. Relearning your customs, your laws,
Come.
your requirements and standards by the Father. So let's jump to that Proverbs 1:5. This will show us something about ourselves, though. How well we listen to instructions. How well we take instructions. Or do we got to find an excuse why we can't follow the instructions? Because the Most High has laid down these instructions for us to thrive. So when we read this Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 5, it gives us an understanding on why the Most High has us functioning the way He does.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Proverbs
With praying with open hands, right? Go ahead.
chapter 1, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
A wise man will hear.
A wise man will what?
A wise man will hear.
All right. And let's go to that definition of wise, right?
Come.
What's that definition of wise? The definition of wise, right? Let's go there. Because that's crucial. That's important. Right? You got it?
Come. Got you.
Right. Right here. While you get yours, I'll read this one, right? It says wise. The ability to apply knowledge righteously. Straight to the point, right?
Come.
And it helps you with what? It says rooted in reverence for the Lord. So wisdom is rooted in that word reverence, right? It means service, right? A joyful service, a respectful service toward the Lord. Like you have a desire. It's in your desire. It's in your nature to want to do right by God's laws.
Come.
So it says the ability to apply knowledge righteously, and it's rooted in reverence for the Lord. That's the spirit part. You know, in the beginning of the class, we said you have to prepare your heart before you pray.
Con.
That's your spirit wanting to revere God properly.
Yeah.
Or you want to serve God properly and with respect
Yeah.
toward him. So, and it leads you to what? It says a wise man will what?
A wise man will hear.
So a wise man will obtain the ability to apply knowledge righteously because he's hearing. Read.
And will increase learning.
But what does it increase him in? What is the learning that he's increasing in? Sound judgment.
Yeah.
Because now you're not leaning on your own understanding. You're praying to the Most High to get the wisdom, right? And when you pray to the Most High, he naturally going to lead you to a priest that's going to give you the wisdom of sound. The priest is going to give you the counsel of sound judgment on how to look at your situation in balance, right?
Come.
If it's dealing with a brother, if it's dealing with marriage, if it's dealing with finances, if it's dealing with a sister to a sister, right? If it's dealing with a sister to a brother, how to deal with those different situations. If it's dealing with a living situation, the Most High going to give you wisdom when you pray for it, and he's going to have you talk to a priest, or the priest going to come and ask you, is everything okay? Because you'll wonder that. You'll make your prayer, because a lot of times people pray, and they'll forget that they prayed, and then the next day somebody come and correct you, and you're like, what the? You hate me. But you just prayed the other day, God help me. You didn't say, send somebody to talk to me. You said, God help me. That's how he help you.
Con.
By sending somebody to talk to you, to give you what? Instructions.
Come.
And what we're learning today about one area of God's instructions is how to pray. The biblical steps to prayer, and how the saints always approach the Most High. They approach him with order and discipline and care for his word. This definition is dope. It says the ability to apply knowledge righteously, rooted in reverence for the Lord, leading to sound judgment, meaning clear thoughts.
Yeah.
So prayer has the power to do what?
Bring peace.
Bring peace when applied properly
Come.
and done the proper way. It says moral integrity. It has the power to help build and start you on the process to building your moral integrity. Because again, when you pray, the Most High gonna send somebody to give you instructions.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. And then it says, and actions. This is key part, because we're learning how to do what today?
Actions.
An action, right? Mental, physical, and spiritual action of prayer.
Come.
It says, and actions that honor the Most High. And then it says what? Unlike worldly cleverness or foolishness. All right, that's a definition. You got a screenshot right there.
Yeah.
Screenshot that one. But
That's heat.
yeah. But y'all see that?
Con.
Come.
It's showing us that, the prayer, the purpose of facing the praying with open hands is all teaching you how to change the way you move. It's developing a level of self-control in you to conform to doing something. Because when you got demons on you and people don't want to pray, what do you do? Like, right? They turn over on their bed.
Half prayer.
Half lazy prayer.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna call it half. Lazy prayer.
Con.
You just thank you for this food, thank you for this grace, thank you for this place I got to lay my head. And you on the bed sideways with your eyes closed, halfway asleep. The Lord not looking for that.
Con.
The Lord don't want that. He wants you off that bed, standing, facing, because he said turn and pray toward the land I gave you.
Come.
Open hands, right? He don't want you sideways laying down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm laying down in the direction of the east, Yahweh. You don't want that.
There's no reverence in that.
There's no reverence
Yeah,
in that.
no
So you're not
respect.
able to, huh?
There's no respect there.
Yeah, you're not able to do the actual action. There's no respect there.
Yeah.
That's like you talking to somebody and then you turn your back on them
Con.
to show them that you're intentfully trying to be disrespectful and you want this conversation to end.
Come.
That's what the Most High don't want,
Come.
right? And that's what we can't move in, because then when you're trying to cry out to the Father, he ain't gonna hear those prayers. He's not gonna hear you out because you ain't doing what's wise. You ain't doing actions that honor the Most High.
Come.
You trying to be clever and do loopholes. God know my heart. I mean, I pray when I'm walking around, right? I mean, I prayed before I smoked the blunt. God know He should forgive me. He know we weak. He put us in His flesh.
Mm.
And now you're trying to blame God. That's worldly cleverness, which is not cleverness at all.
Yeah.
It's really foolishness. But we see that.
Gone.
What you got, you right?
Just to point you on, it's just showing like the maturity that the Most High is bringing us to and serving them. And if you want to choose the worldly walk, you're choosing the the kiddish things, the childish things
Right.
of the world.
So
He's gonna treat you like a child.
And He's not gonna give you what you want.
Come.
Yeah. Bad children don't get what they want in a disciplined household. Right? They don't get what they want. So exactly right. Right? So let's finish that Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 1 verse 5.
Right? And then we're gonna go to Psalms 28 and 2 afterwards.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning.
A wise man will what?
Will hear and will increase learning.
This is increasing your learning.
Yeah.
So if you're like, well, damn, I don't got to do all that. God heard my prayers.
Right.
Satan give prayer or answer prayers too.
Yeah.
The difference is the blessings of the Lord. It added no sorrow. Have you found relief from that cigarette demon? Or you still doing it? Have you found relief from that pornographic demon? Or you still doing it? Have you found relief from that angry demon? Or you still battling it? Have you found relief from that lying demon? Or you still battling it? So don't psych yourself. Don't try to master manipulate yourself.
Yeah.
And delusionize. And don't try to master manipulate yourself and walk in delusion and say that you're good when you know you're not.
Right.
Right? That's like we was talking about that class on Monday. Self-condemnation. Right? You guilty on the inside.
Yeah.
You harshly judging yourself on the inside. And what was the other definition? It was harshly judging. You feeling guilty and you feeling unworthy on the inside because you're beating up yourself for knowing that you're still battling things and dealing with things that you ain't taking the right actions to honor the Most High. So, but when somebody says it to you, you deny it. That's not the spirit. That's not going to give you relief. So if we want real relief, we got a wise man will hear and then he will increase the learning because he hear it and he's ready to follow it.
Okay.
And what else?
And a man of understanding shall obtain unto wise counsel.
Because after that prayer, it should lead you to want to do what? Attain.
Yeah.
Unto wise counsels. Men and elder women that can assist you with your spiritual battles. Right? So let's go to that Psalms 28 and 2. Psalms 28 and 2. Right? We got that Psalms 28 and 2. And we on this point, remember, just the class is about biblical steps to prayer, right? The class is about the biblical steps to prayer, how the saints approach the Most High, right? And we've been going over these points, just reiterating them. Christ's death opened the Most High's ear to our prayer. It's given us the opportunity for the Most High to be attentive to our prayers, right? But in doing so, there's a way we got to approach it. And before you try to go do that, just pray. We should be thinking, let me prepare my heart before I pray, right? So I can be in the right mind and be sitting there sincerely trying to put effort in to pray to kill the demons that I'm trying to get rid of, right? And when doing so, you got to also, we put in that point, confess your faults one to another. You got to have somebody to talk to.
Yep.
So that as you pray, you put in the effort to get a game plan from a wise man that overcame these old demons that you're dealing with, right? To help you along the way as you're making your prayers. So you're using all your weapons of war, of spiritual war, to win the battle against Satan. Right? So, and we went from there to facing the east. That was one of the first instructions. Right? And now we're on this pray with open hands. So we have Psalms 28 and 2.
Psalms chapter 28, verse 2. Hear the voice of my supplication.
Hear the what?
Hear the voice of my supplication.
Yeah, we're making those prayers. We're making those cries out. You crying out to the Most High. Read.
When I cry unto thee.
Right, when you call out to the Father. When you call out to the Most High. Go ahead.
When I lift up my hands.
When I what?
When I lift up my hands.
Go ahead.
Towards thy holy oracle.
But you lift up your hands in reverence toward the law, the word of the Most High, knowing that you're trying to revere, you're trying to show God respect.
Come.
I respect your word, Yahweh. I respect your guidance, Yahweh. And you're trying to literally, you be battling demons. So you gotta not give the flesh a moment and opportunity to thrive.
Okay.
Right? And we're gonna get there after this next scripture. Go to 1 Timothy 2 and 7. All right, 1 Timothy 2 and 7. And then somebody else, well, no. We're gonna go to 1 Timothy 2 and 7 and 8, and then we're gonna go to Proverbs 5 and 23, and then we'll go to the next point.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 7.
Right?
Whereunto I am ordained a preacher.
And this is Paul speaking, right? Right? He's giving Timothy's instructions on how to direct the school, how to keep the order, the discipline. And so now he's going through this disputation. Go ahead. Making this statement. But it's for a purpose. Go ahead.
And an apostle.
He said, I'm made a preacher and an apostle, right? A teacher and a leader, a guide. Go ahead.
I speak the truth in Christ.
As we all should. Go ahead.
And lie not.
As we all shouldn't. Go ahead.
A teacher of the Gentiles in the faith.
And the Gentiles speaking about what? The Israelites that were scattered abroad in a Gentile state of mind. Go ahead.
In faith and verity.
Right? Go ahead.
I will therefore that men pray everywhere.
So now we know we're talking about prayer. He was leading up this into prayer. Paul is the righteous man who walked, and he said, like he said, I speak the truth in Christ. So the things that I'm teaching are the same instructions that Christ laid down.
Okay.
I'm not teaching anything of my own self. So now he's laying down a rule that Christ has laid down previously, that the Most High has laid down previously, that all the righteous men have done previously. Go ahead.
Lifting up holy hands.
I will therefore that men pray everywhere. Read.
Lifting up holy hands.
Lifting up holy hands. And what else?
Without wrath or doubting.
But he's showing us what? He wants us to lift them holy hands up.
Huh.
And Psalms, which is, the Psalms of David, it gives us an instruction to lift up those hands toward the sky. And Psalms gave us, in 1 Kings with Solomon, it told us to spread those hands forth. Right? Have them open hands. Praying toward the Most High. But he's showing us without wrath or doubting. That means what? Like you trying to debate everything. Like I don't have to lift up my hands when I pray. I don't have to face the east when I pray. I don't have to do all these things y'all telling me I'm supposed to be doing. God know my heart. We're not supposed to be running in those cycles.
Huh.
If we really respect the Most High and we really want to be increased by the Most High and grow, and know confidently that we're doing what the Father is pleased with, this is what we will do. Without doubting and wrath. Like without getting upset that somebody's redirecting your way. Because mind you, even in those times, people were scattered abroad, and those were there in the Bible, there were Israelites living like Romans. There were Israelites living like Greeks. There were Israelites living like Cappadocians. There was Israelites living like Africans. And they're none of those things, but they were living like that. So they had to be cleansed from their ways. So the Most High was trying to set them apart, but they're coming up with their own justifications on how they want to live life and how they want to serve the Most High. But Paul is showing another righteous man how to set up order in the school to show the other brothers and sisters the right example of how to serve the Most High. And that's even in what? Prayer. So that's what we're reading, right? But it leads us to this next point, right? What happened?
No, it's just beautiful because when I was in the Christian church, I didn't even look at prayer this deeply until I got in the truth.
There you go. They didn't teach you nothing.
God.
What profit did the church? If the church is good, right, and you debating with topics and you debating in your head like, but what about? But what if Christ come back and this ain't the truth? But what if the Most High come back and I said I was doing the mechanics of praying the East, but He didn't accept my prayers. Well, you might not be in the right spirit. You might not be praying in the right spirit. But you got to kill that doubt that's got you thinking about Christianity. They got you thinking like a Catholic. You got to kill those things out your spirit so that you can serve God with a clear conscience. Right? And that's why we say always what? Ask your questions.
Yeah.
Because the church have left out so many things. And then they've added so many things that weren't even biblical. Not even in the word, just in the logic of how they try to present the pieces of the word to you.
Right.
An idea of the word to you.
Yeah.
Not even really truly going off the word. But that's what the Most High is causing us to do now, which is, like you said, learn deeply how to serve him, right? The proper way, in spirit and in truth. And I like that because it transitions right to this point. Beware. Y'all can write this down. Beware to not pray. Beware to not pray. Beware to not pray like the Pharisees. Beware to not pray like the Pharisees. All right, because as we learn in this, we got to know what not to do too. There's an instruction of what not to do that the Most High give us. And go to Matthew 6 and 5. So it says, beware to not pray like the Pharisees. That's just as important.
You want me to go to Proverbs or jump in?
What was in Proverbs? Oh, 5 and 23. Yeah, go ahead, read that. That can go into this point. Because read Proverbs 5 and 23. Proverbs 5 and 23.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 23.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 23. Go ahead.
He shall die without instruction.
Who said what?
He shall die without instruction.
What did the Pharisees die with?
Without instruction.
So we're on this point where it says, beware to not pray like the Pharisees, where we're trying to make sure that, like the Pharisees, we don't die without real instruction.
God.
They died with just the letter of the law.
Con.
Not because they didn't get a chance to understand how to spiritually serve the Most High in the spirit of the law, because Christ came to teach us how to look at the actual commandments and not just look at them as robotically. He came and taught us how to look at those commands and have a deeper understanding to connect with it spiritually, like in our heart, really desire after doing these things, so that we're not doing it robotically. And then when the temptation comes and flies to your head, damn, she's beautiful. Oh man, I need her. And then now you visualizing her in your head, right? Oh man, I need that Lamborghini. Oh man, they offered me $35 an hour. But dang, he's gonna take me away from being able to have time with the body. Man, I need that Lamborghini. That's not what the Father wants. But this is the spirit that those Pharisees died in. Right? They died without instruction.
Con.
And they died, but think about it though. They died knowing the physical things to do with prayer. They died knowing about the open hands. They died knowing facing the east. Right?
Con.
They died knowing that they were supposed to prepare their heart. But they died without that instruction because they didn't get to cancel out in their hearts what was causing the blockage spiritually for them to see how they were supposed to themselves approach the Most High when they stepped to pray.
Con.
Right? They never let go of their facade. That's why it's saying, beware to not pray like the Pharisees. So, let's read that again.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 23.
Right?
He shall die without instruction.
Right, he shall die without instructions. What the Pharisees actually die with?
Rejecting Christ.
They're rejecting Christ. They reject the person that was going to spiritually show them how to get the Most High's attention. And let's get a word with it. Let's get a scripture with that. Mark chapter 15 and 10. Beware not to pray like the Pharisees. What did they die with? Because they died with some form of instruction. It was worldly instruction. They didn't die with the Most High's instruction that'll lead you to salvation. right? They didn't die with the wisdom, like when we went to that definition of wise.
Uh-huh.
They didn't die in doing actions that honor the Most High.
Right.
Come.
They didn't die having reverence to the Father. They died not respecting the Son of the Most High, who the Most High's Son, and had us do what? We say what? Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, right?
Mhm.
The Most High in Christ bless you all, right? We say the Most High in the name of Christ bless you all. We got to go through Christ to get to the Father.
Come.
They died praying, skipping that step in their conscience.
Mm.
That's huge.
Damn.
They died without instruction.
Yeah.
So they died not having a care for God's word. They died not going through the spiritual exercise in their mind while doing physical things. So the spiritual is just as important as knowing the physical.
Come.
So this is what they died with, because they didn't die with the instruction of the Father. They died with this spirit on them. Go ahead.
Mark chapter 15, verse 10.
Mark chapter 15, verse 10. Go ahead.
For he knew.
For he what?
For he knew.
So Christ knew. Right? Christ knew. Read.
For he knew that the chief priests had delivered him for envy.
Right. This is what they knew. This is what was known. They had envy in their heart.
Yep. Yep.
They had envy in their heart towards Christ.
Come.
Why? Because they knew. Go ahead. No, you got it.
Because he came preaching the gospel, and it was having an effect with their relationship. And I'm talking about the Sadducees and Pharisees and the chief priests with the relationship with Rome. And now that all the people starting to believe on him, so it's swaying Israel to believe on him, but they wanted to control so they can have that connection with Rome. But
Right.
they was losing that. So they try to sort out to kill him.
Right. And that's what they died with. They died with hatred in their heart.
Yep.
Right? And then Most High said, what about that spirit of hatred? That spirit ain't getting
Right.
to the kingdom of heaven.
Come.
So what are we doing? And that was their demon.
Okay.
But what's your demon? You can't get to heaven with lust. Right? You can't get to heaven with
Lies.
laziness.
Right.
You can't get to heaven with lying. Right? We can't get to heaven with deceptiveness. We can't get to heaven with denial of what of the fact that you battling something even.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because then you're not gonna ever work on it. They were in denial. So instead of trying to learn from Christ, they tried to what? Fight Christ. Fight against the kingdom. Fight against their own salvation. So, like, go to this Matthew 21:45. Right? Matthew 21 and verse 45.
Matthew chapter 21, verse 45.
You know what? No, go to John 11:47. Yeah, swap that. John 11:47. But we gotta be, and like this point is saying, we gotta beware to not pray like the Pharisees. They had all this filth in their heart and never dealt with it. But they're telling themselves that they're sincere.
Right.
So we don't want to lie to ourselves about being sincere when we're not. When you can attack that right now while you're breathing and walking, and actually get the help that you need to attack the deceptiveness, to attack the laziness, to attack the pride, to attack the lust. You got time right now. So that before you meet the Father, meet your Maker at whatever time that comes, you can get it right and settle it on earth right now.
Come.
And not have to die without instruction like the Pharisees did. 'Cause
Come.
the Pharisees died with no wisdom. All that knowledge with no wisdom. Because they knew the law,
Come.
but they knew the letter of the law.
Right.
They knew the verbiage. They knew that it said, "Thou shalt not murder." Right?
Yeah.
But they didn't know that what? they was murdering Christ in their head before they actually physically murdered him. They died without that instruction on how to attack that demon.
Yeah.
Because they didn't let Christ in. Because you don't think they wasn't praying?
God.
God.
They was praying. And like we said earlier, you praying, right? But then the Most High comes and sends somebody to talk to you. How many instances we read of the most of Christ running into Pharisees and Sadducees?
A lot.
Many.
That was their moment where the Most High answered their prayer. But they denied it. And they died without what? Instruction. So where are you denying Christ right now?
God.
Where can you think you cast out a prayer and the Most High answered it, you just didn't like how it was answered? And it was to help you deal with a vice. It was to help you deal with a demon. It was to help you deal with a doubt, a worry. Right? It was to help you deal with a situation in life that you not experienced handling with in the truth. Because the world experience and the truth experience is different. So when you're 34 and you come into the truth, right, and you just not learning the Bible, you just not learning your Israelite, you are now therefore 1 year, you are now 1 month.
God.
You 5 days old. You inexperienced. You in gaga goo goo, right?
God.
That's where you at.
God.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Because somebody's there to teach you how to talk. No, it's not gaga goo goo. It's shalom. Right? And when you go past that, give me that. No, it's not give me that. Hey, Ak, you mind if I could use that? Somebody's there to teach you how to be an Israelite
Right.
and delete American. Is
Be back.
It's ready?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you got the mic? Oh, the mic. And I know you got your mic. No, not that mic. No, the real mic. Yeah. So it went off, but we back on. I just wanted to at least finish this last point for everybody, so that we can. I just wanted to finish this last point for everybody, so we can so y'all can get the conclusion of the whole matter, right? 'Cause I know it's 9:51. But we right there at the tail end with the class. Where were you at, right? You was at John.
John chapter 11, verse 48.
Right, so we pick it up right from where we left off. Go ahead.
If we let him thus alone.
Right, so we was on this point. The class, of course, being biblical steps to prayer, how the saints approach the Most High. Right, and on this point, we went through all the points of just showing how to actually physically pray. The steps, facing the east, pray with open hands, preparing your heart, understanding that Christ gives us this opportunity, right? But we also understand this. It says, beware to not pray like the Pharisees in this point. And we had John, we started off with that Proverbs 5:23, right? He shall die without instruction. So what we're figuring out is that a lot of these Pharisees died. These Sadducees, publicans, they died without instructions, right? Because why?
Oh, because they rejected Christ.
Because they rejected Christ. And it said, like in Mark 15:20, that from that day, the chief priest, he knew that the chief priests killed him because of envy.
God.
They had a deep-rooted hatred in their heart, right, toward Christ, because like the Romans, right, that was Romans, or the John that we have right now.
God.
Let's reiterate that. Go ahead.
John chapter 11, verse 48. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
If we leave him thus alone, all men will believe upon him. This is where the envy was rooted in, them losing their power. So it wasn't never really about the people, right?
God.
It was never about the people. It was never about you. We see that today with today's pastors.
God.
Right? I know earlier in class you made reference to the Drewski scenario, but he really did that skit off of real situations. He dressed like the pastor Mike Todd.
Yeah.
He did the pastor Mike Todd's, I ain't gonna call him pastor, but Mike Todd, the so-called preacher, right? He did his hand gestures.
Yeah.
He did his posture. He did what a real so-called preacher did.
Yeah.
Right? Zip line he hanging in the sky.
God.
Right? And he made mockery with just those little famous
gospel songs that people listen to so-called be in the spirit, right? Rather that than hip hop, because hip hop talking about guns, drugs, and violence.
God.
But our people in the church ain't processing even what they're saying when they sing those songs,
God.
right? But he used those moments, but those were real situations,
Yeah.
and those people, modern day, are moving exactly like those Pharisees were moving. So we don't want to come into the truth and be doing that same, being that same spirit,
Yep.
moving that same mode, because now the Most High has given us the heads up to be what? How beware to not pray like the Pharisees.
Right. God.
Right. So let's read where you at.
Verse 48. If we let him, if we let him thus alone.
If we what?
If we let him thus alone.
Right.
All men will believe on him.
All men will what?
Believe on him.
All men will believe on him. You can put it up one. All men will what?
All men will believe on him.
All men will believe. You can turn his up. Toward the end. Right. All men will believe upon Christ, which is what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to believe on Christ. But the Pharisees and Sadducees, they didn't care about salvation. They didn't care about redeeming the kingdom, the nation. They just cared about their pockets, their money, their wealth, and not even their own household. Just themselves. It was self-centered. So let's read on.
And the Romans shall come
and
take away both our place and nation.
That's what? That's your middle class. That's your middle class black men and women caring about what? What Esau got to offer. I mean, you got people in the neighborhood just doing what? Caring about the food stamps, caring about the welfare, caring about the Section 8, and being super dependent on that. To where they ain't think about increasing in life, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Right? But the Most High is showing us we don't want to pray like the Pharisees, because they prayed and kept hate and envy and anger in their heart. They didn't pray with the right spirit. And you know your demon. You may say, I'm not hating. I'm not envious. I'm not that. Well, are you lustful? You got dealing with cigarettes, right? You dealing with lying. You dealing with envy. You dealing with malice, right? You dealing with slothfulness, right? What are you dealing with to where now it's hindering your prayer before the Most High, like he did the Pharisees? To where we have the opportunity, we're still breathing. We don't have to die without instructions. We can die with instructions and do things that's honorable before the Most High. But this is why the Most High giving us this heads up, right? So let's read Matthew 6 and 5. Right? How, or beware to not pray like the Pharisees. Right? Beware to not pray like the Pharisees.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are.
Thou shalt not be as what?
The hypocrites are.
The hypocrites are. Read on.
For they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and the corners.
And here's the definition of hypocrite. And this is what the Pharisees were, but this is what these I like the wording on this one. These are what the Pharisees are, but this is what the church pastors and church goers are today. And this is what we're, as people that know the truth, supposed to be separating from in our spirit and in our acts. Learning to be sincere. It says a hypocrite is a religious actor. A hypocrite, right? Greek is hypokrites, right? Is a religious actor. Someone who pretends to have piety or virtue they don't possess. That's another screenshot. I got to screenshot that one. Just the wording. But it's someone pretending to possess piety and spiritual virtue. Often performing religious acts for show and approval rather than the genuine love for the Most High. That's a hypocrite. So read that scripture again.
Verse 5. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be
a religious actor. Right?
Yeah.
Thou shalt not be a performer for show. Read.
as the hypocrites are,
right?
for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets.
That's what the Pharisees like to do. They like to be in the places where they can be seen.
God.
They like to act, right? What do your favorite actors do? They like to be on the red carpet, right? They like to be the best dressed, right? To be seen of men. But that's what, I mean, think about it. All the shenanigans that this Mike Todd guy do, right? Think about it. Spitting on somebody's face, right? Cutting his hair on the stage. Then on Easter Sunday, he had some demonic performance going on. Everything looked like a demonic ritual, but so-called Easter connected to the Bible, which we know that ain't, right?
Yeah.
But it was fake. But he's a religious actor, and we don't supposed to do that in the truth. So if you're faking it, you don't want to be around, you don't like the sacrifice that's being required of you, you don't like the brotherhood, you don't like the sisterhood, you don't like sewing, you don't like flyers, you don't like street speaking, you don't like putting up the candles for Sabbath, you don't like making sure the supplies are there, you don't like cleaning the school, but you're acting like it, you're being a religious actor. And you're praying like the Pharisees. Right? You move around like the Pharisees. And that's the spirit that the Most High said, watch out for. Because you still what? You'll still face the east and pray. You'll still tell another person to do what? Fear God and keep the commandments. But then you really what? You ain't doing that.
Right.
Or you're not even striving to get better in those things. You're just being a what? A religious actor. Go ahead.
That they may be seen of men. Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward.
And what's their reward? We read it in the beginning. They died without instruction. And they led themselves right into what? Hell. So we don't want that for each other. We're here now. We get the understanding. And look what they were doing. Luke 18:11. How else did they pray? So they want to be seen. And they're religiously acting, putting on performances for people. See this one dude. These guys get on my nerves when they do that preaching where they go. And the Lord said, Jesus said, baptize. I said, what's wrong with this guy, man? And he's doing this for about good. He's doing this the whole time, really. But for the time that I seen it, it was about good 5 minutes. And I was like, I was watching it because I wanted to see how long he was going to keep it going. Or if he was going to actually get tired and leave it alone. You know, and get back to regular talking. But he didn't. He was sweating and everything. Thinking what he's doing is correct. But it's not. Right? And we don't want to do those things, for sure. But what else and what else should we beware that the Pharisees were doing that the Most High tells us to watch out for? Read that Luke 18:11.
Luke chapter 18, verse 11. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself.
Right? He's alone. There's one Pharisee. He's praying. Read. Well, this is what he's about to say. Go ahead.
God, I thank thee.
So this is the Pharisee speaking now. Listen. This is what we don't want in our conscience when praying. And even not just when you're praying, when you're walking around. Because then now you're not in the right spirit when you even approach God to pray.
God.
Go ahead.
That I am not as other men are.
So you're already assuming that you're perfect. You're already assuming that you're clean. You already think that you have no sins. You already think that you don't fall short of the glory of the Most High, like you said. You already don't think your righteousness is filthy rags. Right? You think you spick and clean. So to you in your eyes, you can do no evil. But that's why nobody can tell you anything. Because in your eyes, you tell yourself you're doing no evil. Or something is always the cause of why you weren't able to do what was the standard of what was required.
God.
Something's always, a lion's always in the way. But the Most High is showing us how to truly pray to him and get his attention. So he said, watch out for this mentality. I thank thee. You thanking the Most High, right? Which is good, right? You say the Most Yahweh, Tawadi Yahweh, thank you God, or thank you the Most High. Read.
That I am not as other men are, extortioners,
Right.
unjust, adulterers,
Right.
or even as this Republican.
No, right? Publican. So somebody was standing next to him, right? Somebody was standing next to him praying, and he was judging this person in the midst of his prayer. We know he judges, the spiritual man judges all things.
Yeah.
But he was being what he said his prayer, he wasn't being. He was being unjust. Did he know that man? Did he have counsel with that man?
Mm-hmm.
Did he was he familiar with that brother? Right? Did he have an intimate relationship to understand what that brother was going through and how he was trying to overcome his battle? I mean, the man coming here to pray.
Yeah. Right.
Why not get up and say, Lord, heal this brother next to me? Right? Put a spirit on me to give him a good word. And then what? You turn around and you talk to him. What got you here, man? Right?
God.
What brought you to the Lord's house to pray? Why not that? That wasn't in his heart. He was being exactly what he said in his prayers he wasn't being. Unjust. And we know adultery ain't just what? A physical act. It's in the heart too.
God.
Right? So there's a lot of things, but the Most High is showing us we don't want to self-dignify ourselves to where now, right, like this. Let's go to this scripture here. Right, let's go to this scripture here. It's in Proverbs.
I'll drop this.
Huh?
You want drop this?
Yeah, you can drop that.
Okay.
You can drop that. This is where let's go to this scripture and then we're gonna find the one I'm looking for. Go to Proverbs chapter 10 and verse hold on. Hold on, let's go. Proverbs 11:1. Let's go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Proverbs 11:1.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord.
Right, and that's what this man was. That's what this guy mentally, what was going on in his brain. He had a false balance.
Yep.
He's being hypercritical on this publican, but not hypercritical on himself. He came proclaiming his own righteousness. That's what I'm looking for.
God.
Right, he came proclaiming his own righteousness in his prayer. Lord, you know I'm doing this. Lord, you know I'm doing that. But he had a false balance.
Yeah.
And his tongue, we read it on Tuesday, right? Your own mouth will show you to be perverse.
Yeah.
His own mouth is showing him to be perverse. Huh?
Our own mouth can condemn us.
Right. And his mouth is condemning him right now. Because he's being unjust even in his examination. Where was the examine the whole matter before you judge him? He didn't do so. Right? He just judging the man and don't even know him. Can't even make a proper assessment. But he was being unjust in that moment. And he had a false balance.
Blame not before thou hast examined.
Right, blame not before thou hasn't examined. Because then you'll jump and make a conclusion that is not based off the whole matter. But let's finish reading where you at.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord.
But he didn't realize in there, he made himself abominable to the Most High. His prayers was abominable. Right? Because if Abraham could slow down and in the midst of his prayers, pray for that the Most High show mercy to even the wicked.
Yeah.
Why can't you, as a Pharisee, a man of the law, be here seeing this man sit next to you, making prayers as well. Pray that the Most High hear this man's prayer and actually heal him. And that the individual sitting next to you is actually sincere. Right? But he was in this negative mind. Right? So that's what we don't want. And what else?
But a just weight is his delight.
Right. The Most High want a balanced heart and a balanced spirit. You find it?
I got two of them. I got Proverbs 20:6 and 16:2. Probably want this one. This here? Okay.
Proverbs 16 and 17.
The other side.
Oh, 19, 17. 18, 17.
18, 17.
Right. Proverbs 18, 17. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17.
Proverbs chapter 18, verse 17.
Right?
He that is first in his own cause seemeth just.
This Pharisee seemed just in his own cause. Right? But the Most High has left us this wisdom to examine the whole matter of how this Pharisee was dealing. And Christ himself, because right, this is Luke 18:11. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's in red letters, right? So that was in red letters. That was Christ speaking. So Christ himself was speaking on the matter and showing how this man was unjust. And if you read down to verse 12, it'll show you how this man was unjust too. Right? In his dealings and in his acts. So, but read on.
But his neighbor cometh and searcheth him.
Christ was his neighbor. And Christ searcheth him out. Right? Christ was able to search this man out. And in searching this man out, he found this man to be unjust. So, you know what? We got to go back there. We got to go back to Luke 18, 11, and 12. Because Christ showed this man to be unjust in his acts. And he was searched out. And he was found to have a false balance, which is abominable to the Most High. So, and we don't want that spirit. And these are the things to beware of when you think about the Pharisees. And what you got to beware of to not pray like the Pharisees. Because we talk about the biblical steps to prayer. But one of the things you got to beware of that Christ showed us in the Gospels, how to not pray in the way the Pharisees did, the spirit that they prayed in. Luke 18, 11, and 12. What happened?
I was just looking at 10. But
No.
Luke chapter 18, verse 12.
Right?
I fast twice in the week.
Yeah, we read verse 10. I like it. Read verse 10.
Verse 10.
We'll jump back to, we'll just read it through. Read verse 10, 11, and we'll go to 12.
Verse 10. 2 men went up into the temple to pray. The one a Pharisee,
right,
and the other a Republican.
A publican. Right? So one a Pharisee and one a publican. Right? And let's read on. The
Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself.
Right?
God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are.
Right.
Extortioners.
He said, I'm what? Hey, look what he started off with, extortioners. But he started off because, a publican is a what? Was a Jew tax collector. Right? He was a tax collector. So he's looking at his prayer, not even towards himself, and what he got to ask the Most High for forgiveness. He's talking about the man next to him.
God.
He's talking about the man next to him the whole time, and not himself. An extortioner, go ahead.
Unjust. Adulterers. Or even as this Republican.
The publican. Right, no re. It's publican. Go ahead.
Or even as this publicans.
Right.
I fast twice in the week.
So he's doing physical acts. Fasting, right? Because what the Most High say, some demons don't come out but by fasting and praying. But he ain't even approaching his fast in the proper spirit. Go ahead.
I gave tithes of all that I possess.
Oh, what do you think? Christian Rock gave a pastor what? Loads of cash straight out the pocket. You think the Lord accepted that? First of all, she's giving it to the Christian church, to a borderline sodomite pastor, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, she ain't giving it in the right spirit, because look what she back doing. After she gave that money up, I think a week or two, a couple months ago, well, no, a couple months after she gave that money, she had to get a Blueface tattoo on her face. I think that's around the time she got the face tattoo of Blueface, the rapper. So she wasn't even in the right spirit with that.
God.
With that offering. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God be merciful to me, a sinner.
He was crying out. He was tired of the way he was living. He had a contrite heart.
God.
Why do you think it said he didn't even look up to heaven? Because in him, he didn't feel like he was worthy. But this was an unworthy in the sense of, I want to get right. Right? Not lying to himself. And then holding back.
Right.
Like he felt truly unworthy to look up to heaven and asking for forgiveness. But that was his way of showing his obeisance and reverence to the Most High, saying, I want to get right. So read on.
Verse 14. I tell you, this man went down to his house, justified rather than the other.
Read.
For everyone that exalteth himself.
It gives us the answer here. That means the Christ is showing us that the Pharisee exalted himself. Read.
Shall be abased.
So now they got brought down. And it was abased how? They died without the instruction.
God.
Go ahead.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Right. As we read now, as we know today, right? Most High resist the proud and give more grace to the humble.
God.
So this Pharisee walked away and was resisted by the Christ through the name of the Most High, right? So, but what are we seeing here? What spirit to beware within ourselves when we approach prayer,
God.
so that we don't get denied. We're finding out how not to get denied by the Father as we're learning the same mechanics to get the Father's attention. You see that?
God.
So, read Matthew 23 and 5 in Isaiah 66 and 2. Matthew 23 and 5.
Matthew chapter 23,
Verse 5. Trying to finish these, but I definitely wanted to get this. Go ahead.
But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
That's all they do it for. That's why he was praying out in the open, right? That's why he was praising himself in his prayer. He wasn't praising the Most High in his prayer. He was praising himself. What do they do? Go ahead.
They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments.
Jump to verse 7. What do they seek from men? Go ahead.
And greetings in the markets.
That's what they're looking for from men. They want to be greeted in the market and looked at as these powerful, great men. Because what did it say above? They killed Christ for envy because he was taking all the power from them.
God.
Right? Christ was looking to be famous. It said he told a lot of people, don't say what I did, what I'm doing in healing you.
Yeah.
And what that person go do? Still go tell it. Right?
Yeah.
He wasn't looking for fame. Right? It tells us that in Philippians chapter 2. That he made himself of no private, of no reputation.
God.
Right? He made himself of no reputation. He didn't want it. But these Pharisees, they was looking for what? All the attention. We're doing this. We're doing all the great things. We're the ones saving the nation. We're the one getting laws passed in Rome for our people to be able to come to the temple and worship God. We're doing it. Christ isn't doing it. They want the fame. They want the glory, vainglory.
God.
They want the fictitious power. So, and what do they want to be called? Read.
To be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi.
Oh, great teacher. Oh, great teacher. Oh, wise man. Right? They want to be praised for vain things. But that's how they pray. They pray for carnal attainment. But go to Isaiah 66 and 2. Isaiah 66 and 2. Right? Isaiah 66 and 2. Got it?
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
For all these things have my hands made.
Right. Just talking about all the things that the Most High made. Because in the first scripture, it's talking in this same chapter, it said earth is the Most High footstool, right? So, but he said all these things have my hand made. Read.
And all those things have been, saith the Lord.
Right.
But to this man,
Right. To a man, to a woman, or a woman. Read.
will I look,
Right.
even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit.
That's what the Most High is looking for. He don't want us to do the things that we just read about with the Pharisees. He's looking for the man with the poor and contrite heart. You're sincere about your prayer. You're sincere in your asking for forgiveness. If you want to understand about how to approach the Most High with a contrite heart, read the book of Psalms chapter 51. Right? And Psalms 32. Psalms 51 and Psalms 32 give you the understanding on how to approach the Most High with a contrite heart. Right? And what else?
And trembleth at my word.
And do what?
And trembleth at my word.
He wants to have somebody. He wants somebody that has a clear, decisive, right?
Yeah.
And like your affection. Like every word in the scripture affects you.
Yeah.
And causes you to want to do better. You don't want somebody that's playing around. You don't want a religious actor.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the Most High wants. But this is why, and this is the last point. The Lord commanded to pray without ceasing. Go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 17. This is the last point. The Lord commanded to pray without ceasing. This is why this is the last one. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 17. And in Ephesians 6 and 18.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17.
Right?
Pray without ceasing.
All right, don't stop. Constantly pray. Always pray. Because you never know when the Lord's going to hear you out. But you got to do it the way that you're being instructed. You got to do it with a contrite heart, being ready to change. Because you never know when the Lord's going to give you that answer. But you got to be ready to receive that answer. That's why you got to pray. Before you pray, you got to prepare your heart. Because you got to make sure you know what you're praying for. So that when you pray, you get that answer. You don't react the wrong way and say, that's not God. That's not the Most High. That don't work for my situation. I don't see how that even fits my scenario. That don't work. Right? You don't want to be in the wrong mind and the wrong spirit. So you got to pray without ceasing, without losing faith. In other words, it's saying. You got to pray with faith. Right? And what are you praying for? Ephesians 6 and 18. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 18. Right? Go ahead, read that.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Praying always with all prayer
Right.
and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto
Right.
with all
perseverance. Right? Go ahead, what else?
And supplication for all saints.
Yeah, you praying, and you make in your prayers, you're making supplication to the Father. You asking, what do we do after class? We saying Most High give us strength and wisdom, right? We asking for the forgiveness. We thanking Him for the things that He given us spiritually and physically, right? And we pray that He shields us throughout the day.
God.
So we got all these different categories of styles of things that we pray for. And we pray that He heals the sick brothers and sisters, physical and spiritual.
God.
So we got all these different categories that we pray for after class when we pray. But that's that prayer praying always with all prayer, and making that supplication that the Most High strengthens the body, strengthens the brothers, strengthens you, strengthens your family, strengthens your rib, strengthens you and your husband and your kids. You're always in prayer constantly. Because you want to show the Most High that you're locked into Him.
Yeah.
Because we said it earlier, right? And we know the Pharisee said it, but he does it in the wrong spirit, right? I always fast. But the scriptures tells us, howbeit that this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. So two powerful things that you can use in your life to overcome a spiritual battle is prayer and fasting. Because the prayer is throwing to the Most High, you need help. The fasting is you physically doing something to get his attention, to show him that you're sincerely trying to get rid of this demon from out of your household and out of yourself. So that's what you're doing. And Daniel did what? Daniel 6 and 10. Daniel 6 and 10. There's no limit to how much you can pray. Right? Am I supposed to pray 1 time a day? This is another instruction. Am I supposed to pray 1 time a day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day? It said pray without ceasing. There's no limit to it. But what we see a wise man did right here, Daniel, he always prayed. And how many times did he pray? Read.
Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed,
Right.
he went into his house, and his windows being open,
Right.
in his chamber towards Jerusalem.
And what is he doing? Towards Jerusalem. He's praying facing towards Jerusalem. We know Daniel was where? In captivity with the Babylonians, right?
God.
So Daniel is doing what here? He's praying toward Jerusalem. There go another scripture for that, right?
God.
Another precept. Go ahead.
He kneeled.
He what?
He kneeled.
Oh, and you would kneel. Right? You can stand or kneel, right? But you're facing toward the east. But it's okay to kneel. Go ahead.
Upon his knees.
You know how many times?
3 times a day.
And you can do that 3 times a day. Why? Because you constantly trying to keep your mind on the Father. Because those demons is always trying to run at you. So you're always trying to do what? Constantly cast down the imaginations. And there's many ways, and one of those ways is praying. Praying to the Father. You pray, you counsel, you in class, you watch class at home, you study, you read, which is another form of studying, right? So you have spiritual hobbies. You might want to create Hebrew prayers for you in your house. You do that, right? I mean, shoot. You got sisters, they got the workbooks. Sisters got the study workbooks. They got days where they study, and they got a sister's workbook to help them have a system of studying. Right? The kids got the workbook back there too.
God.
So it's different things you could do to keep yourself actively in the work, actively focus on the Father, so that demons don't just come in your brain. But one of it is prayer, right? I know you had your hand, but we gotta finish.
God.
Go ahead.
And prayed and gave thanks before his God.
Right, and notice the difference between a righteous man's prayer, Daniel, and the Pharisee we just read. He wasn't praying for himself. He was praying that the nation get right. He's praying that the Most High have mercy on the nation.
God.
He didn't pray for himself, right? We had that there. Where were we at? Where's the Ecclesiastes? I thought I put that in there. One more. Ecclesiastes, the effectual fervent prayer, the prayer of the humble pursues God. That's in the latter chapters of. I thought I put that in here. 2 seconds. Read that again.
Oh, got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes chapter 35, verse 16. He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor.
And this is why Daniel's prayers was accepted. So we want to figure out how to get our prayers accepted because remember this point says the Lord commanded us to pray without ceasing. First, you're not supposed to lose faith while you're doing your prayers. While you're going through the proper mechanics and learning the proper mechanics of how to pray to the Father. But you got to also be in the mind and say, I'm here to serve him. I'm not here to do my own will. I'm not here to try to do a Negro prayer, right? And Negro prayer is what? Laying on the side of my back, right? You got the Palomalo wood saying you believe in the Bible, but then you still praying to the Orishas, right? You're not saying I'm an Israelite by day, a Pentecostal by night. You're not praying in those spirits. You actually let go of you so that you can be a true servant of the Most High. It says, he that serveth the Most High. You got to serve the Most High. And you got to learn what that means.
Yeah.
And if you need more understanding on that, we can even do a class on that. How to serve the Most High. Go ahead.
He that serveth the Lord
Uh-huh.
shall be accepted with favor.
And then that's when your prayer could be accepted. You're fighting to get your prayer accepted. When the Lord commanded us to pray without ceasing, it's you fighting to get your prayer heard. As you're cleansing your hands and you're cleansing your spirit from the filthiness of this world. Like we've been talking about. Thinking like an American, moving like an American, dressing like an American, being a hypocrite, aka a religious actor like an American. Right? Thou shalt not eat pork, but then they come up with an excuse to eat pork. You're supposed to have you grow your beard, they come up with an excuse why you don't have the law is done away with. Right? Women's supposed to wear a dress, they try to go and find some other word or some other meaning to say why they can wear pants. Right? It's the simplicity in Christ. Why are we bouncing around the Most High's word? That's the opposite of fighting to get your prayer accepted with favor. But the Most High called us to while we're going through our battles and learning to overcome that old man, constantly pray without ceasing. So that when it's time, the Most High, and you're proving yourself to the Father, He accepts that prayer with favor. Go ahead.
And his prayer shall reach onto the clouds.
And so what?
Reach onto the clouds.
And do what? Go ahead.
The prayer of the humble pierceth the cloud.
And this is a reality. That's real. That's not just a nice way of saying that God gonna hear your prayer. That's real. Like, let's go to if you finish that, go ahead, finish that. And this will be the last scripture we go to after this. Go ahead.
Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted.
There you go. See? So you pray without ceasing because you're looking for that comfort from the Father, not leaning on your own understanding, not reverting back to the old man, not saying, man, God ain't answering my prayer, so I'm gonna go right back to the porn, I'm gonna go right back to the cigarette, I'm gonna go right back to lying, I'm gonna go right back to stealing, I'm gonna go right back to robbing, I'm gonna go right back to kidnapping, I'm gonna go right back to all these demonic things that don't profit, physical things and spiritual. But he says, until he get comforted, read.
And will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment.
There you go. And so he's not letting going on the right path to be approved by the Father, to get his prayer heard. And that's what Daniel was doing. Praying 3 times a day, kneeling, facing toward the east, right? But let's read this. Daniel's 9 and 19. Daniel's 9 and 19 and 20 and 22. And that'll be it. That'll be it right there. What is Daniel praying? Go ahead.
Daniel's chapter 9, verse 19.
O
Lord,
right?
hear.
Go ahead.
O Lord, forgive.
No. You gotta read that smooth.
God.
Go ahead. From the top.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
O Lord, hear.
Lord, hear my cries. Go ahead.
O Lord, forgive.
What did it say in Chronicles? It said, if they bethink themselves. Right? They say, we have sinned. We have done wickedly. We have done amiss. Go ahead.
O Lord, hearken and do.
Right?
Defer not for thine own sake.
Right?
O my God, for thy city.
No, that publican is sitting next to me.
For thy city.
No, I'm thankful I'm not an adulterer.
For thy city.
Yeah, I'm not like this wicked man sitting next to me.
For thy city. And thy people are called by thy name.
He praying for his spirit and the people's spirit. Go ahead.
And while I was speaking.
So while he's in the midst of prayer, because it said what? The prayer of the humble pierces the clouds. While he's in the midst of prayer, what happened?
And praying. And confessing my sin.
Whose sin?
My sin.
No, in your prayer, you're talking about a whole other man.
My sin.
You in your prayer, you talking about all the people wicked but you.
My sin.
How you fell short of the glory of God.
My sin.
Where you was prideful today.
My sin.
No. Man, I can't stand how people in the world, man. Y'all burn them.
My sin.
You confessing your faults. Because you got to get right too. We got to ask the Father for forgiveness daily. For the things you do knowingly and unknowingly. Go ahead.
In the sin of my people Israel.
But it's going to show us something about that prayer that pierced the cloud. Go ahead.
And presenting my supplication before the Lord, my God, for the holy mountain of my God.
Right, for the holy mountain of my power. Right? Read on.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, while I was speaking in prayer.
So while he was in the midst of prayer, this part is gonna show us about the prayer, how quick it can pierce the cloud. But you gotta pray without ceasing. You gotta pray without deferring. Like you said, that righteous man, he's not comforted and he's not letting up on prayers until the Most High gives him an answer and executes judgment. So he's not going to weakness when he knows where the strength is at. That's why the Most High told us to pray without ceasing. Show and prove that you want your prayers answered. Show and prove that you want me to acknowledge you and that you're being sincere. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Yeah, while I was speaking in prayer.
Yeah.
Even the man, Gabriel.
Who?
Gabriel.
And this is a who of the Most High?
Angel.
This is an angel of the Most High. He came to do a job for Daniel swiftly. He said, while I was yet speaking, right? He said, verse 21, right?
Yeah.
He said, yea, while I was speaking in prayer, even the man of the Most High. So while he was in the midst of this prayer, the Lord swiftly answered and heard him. And what happened?
Whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning.
Right.
Being caused to fly swiftly.
He was caused to what?
To fly swiftly.
What did it say in Ecclesiastes? The prayer of the humble pierceth the cloud. So it gets up to the Father swiftly. So if you're actually working on yourself and you're being mindful that you don't allow the Pharisaic spirit to jump on you, and you're doing the praying facing the east, praying with the open hands, right? And you're praying without ceasing, without lacking faith. You're not double-hearted in it, right? You're not tethering with the old. You're not playing with the demons. You're not secretly in wickedness. You're not secretly chasing after the world. You're not secretly desiring the worldly people. You're not secretly desiring lust and money and greed. You're not chasing the bad, right? And forgetting the sanctuary of the Lord. Then the Most High can hear your prayers swiftly. Read.
Touch me about the time of the evening oblation.
Of oblation, go ahead.
And he informed me.
But we know that Most High ain't sending down an angel to physically talk to you now. So, but he sends, by definition, angel is what? A messenger as well. So he'll send you a brother, a sister, a wise man, a wise woman, to speak a good word into your ear, to help you in your battle, but to also give you what? That comfort that you're looking for. So read on.
And he informed me and talked with me.
He what?
He informed me.
You think it was just, yeah, get right. No, he sat there and talked to him, gave him wisdom, like brothers and sisters do today with these councils, right? You sit there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
30 minutes, 20 minutes, however what is needed. But they sit there and you get the information to do what? Read.
And talked with me.
And
said, O Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding.
That's what the Most High is trying to bestow upon us. In showing us how to properly pray. He's trying to give you skill, but he's trying to give you skills that you can even, that you know how to use. Because when you understand something, you know how to use it. You understand how to use the power of prayer. Because there's a power in prayer, but you got to learn how to use it. Right? But you got to be in a humble, meek spirit for it. But to be in a humble, meek spirit, you got to be confessing your faults. In caring about confessing your faults, you got to prepare your heart to say, I'm ready to divulge myself in my life so I can get the help that I need. And in doing that, that shows your graciousness toward Christ and his offering. So you're willing to follow instructions so that, like the Pharisees, you don't die without it. So, but that's class. I don't know if you had any final comments, questions, or statements just on the class, but you was about to say something?
Live.
Okay. But it's definitely 10:39. So I mean, we started a little late. So we started at 10:20. So it's made up time. But for everybody online, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.